Jai Sri Krishna, and today is Sunday, so we speak about the Ashtavakra Gita. And it is an interesting verse. Let's try and understand it. First, I'm going to read the verse and then I'm going to try and explain it. He says, with the calming of the storms of the mind in the limitless oceans of myself, unfortunately for the jiva, the trader of the ship of the universe gets wrecked and sunk. So what he's trying to say is when the mind is at rest, his ship, along with the collected merchandise, all gets sunk. What is left over is but the shoreless glory of the infinite self. So, let's read. The graceful picture of the previous verse is carried on, and Janak explains when the storms of the mind are abated. Now see, when the mind keeps quiet, the world of plurality gets sunk. What is the world of plurality? Remember, I spoke about the other. The other is hell. And one is when you are one with the Lord and with yourself. So what happens is when the mind gets calm, when the ego gets calmed down, then the world of plurality gets sunk and disappears into the ocean of the self. Here the poetic fancy suffers a sudden hijacking. The individualized ego is pictured here as a trader who is crossing the sea with all his merchandise. That is the ego doing this, doing that, crossing over the seas with all his merchandise. The ego moves from port to port, transacting business in the field of worldly experiences, gathering more and more and growing ever more rich in his vasanas. So the more ego gets fulfilled, the worse it becomes, and the worse his vasanas and desires become, and it doesn't stop. But when the mind is at rest, when the ego finally decides to stop, his ship along with his merchandise all gets sunk, and what is left over is but the shoreless glory of the infinite self. And this is the realization of King Janak when he's talking about his enlightenment. One day we will talk about enlightenment only. But until then, you take care and God bless.